Let's go 50, X spot, flanker cross.
Favre straight back in the pocket. Favre looks, going towards the end zone. Got a touchdown! Holy cow! Here's Brett Favre. He hands it to second man. Bennett. Dive. Touchdown. Edgar Bennett. For Antonio Freeman. Did he catch him? Touchdowns! Banks, quick pattern, quick slant.
Whoa, there it is.
Intercepted. Doug Evans. Evans on the interception and takes it in.
Division, baby. We won a division. Yeah.
Desmond Howard back at the 30, to the 40, on his feet to the 45, outside midfield, to the 45, to the 40, he may go. 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, and suddenly the Packers win. Here's Brett Favre back to throw. He looks, a lot of time, going to the end zone. There's Dorsey Levitt. Touchdown, Dorsey. And the Packers are on their way to New Orleans for Super Bowl 31. Back goes Brett to throw. Here they come. He's got time. He's throwing it downfield.
He's got him
wide open. It is going to be a touchdown to Alvin Rising. Rising takes it across the goal line. Desmond Howard from the goal line to the 5, to the 10, to the 15, to a hole to the 20, to the 30, outside to the 40. He may be gone. Midfield to the 40, the 30. Touchdown for Desmond Howard. Just listen and savor it, folks, and have a wonderful time. 4, 3, 2, 1. World champion, Green Bay Packers.
During the early 60s, the Packers won an unprecedented 3 consecutive NFL championships. A town whose entire population could be seated in a single stadium, Green Bay, Wisconsin, was truly Title Town USA, and the Green Bay Packers were truly the team of the decade.
When you get here and you walk into this place and see the names and I drive home on Lombardi Boulevard. I go by Lombardi School. He was quite a man, and it was exciting to me, and I'm just happy to be part of it. They set a standard that we all shoot for. I mean, almost perfection. I mean, they won 5 in 7 years, or 5 and 6, whatever it was, the championships. Probably never happen again.
We love the fact of the legacy that they left behind, but we're a totally new Packer team. We're a team that's out to win for Green Bay, to win at Lambeau Field and honor the fact of Vince Lombardi and what he stood for. But we want to be separate in the fact that we want to create our own legacy.
There is a want, a need from some players and the organization to be distinguished as the old guys have, or the old guards were. And the only way you do that is, in terms of, you're talking about leaving a legacy, is by playing championship-style football and winning championships.
As summer ended, a Packer championship was just what the experts were predicting, thanks to several off-season additions that had bolstered Green Bay's defense.
See is your reaction now. I'm going to give you a force call. I want you back and blockers to go right straight at him. Right straight at him.
Ironically, the biggest question mark remained MVP quarterback Brett Favre, who had stunned football fans in the spring with an unexpected announcement.
Throughout the last couple of years and playing with pain and injuries and suffered numerous surgeries, possibly became dependent upon medication.
Just to making that decision to go public with it, was a big decision on his part. I think it made him a stronger person. When he came out, I think he was more determined than ever to have a successful year, to have a great season. And I think he's one of those guys. He's a great competitor, and he likes to prove people wrong. And he knew that the whole sports world, would be watching and see how he played this year.
If anything, Favre's chemical dependency battle actually enhanced his standing with the Packers.
When you step into the huddle, those other 10 guys have to look at you and say, this guy is going to bring us down to win. And that's where you separate the leaders from the followers, and you have to convince them of that.
It didn't take long for Brett to convince anyone of his complete recovery. On opening day, Favre proved he hadn't lost his taste for the action, demolishing the Buccaneers in every conceivable fashion. When Edgar Bennett needed a block, Favre provided it, springing the Packer ball carrier for a substantial gain. But Brett was even better throwing touchdowns, firing 4 scoring strikes, including 3 to tight end Keith Jackson.
Brett Favre wants to throw it again. Holmes comes over the middle. Touchdown this time. Caught in the end zone. Keith Jackson. Second touchdown pass of the day by Brett Favre. It downfield wide open. Keith Jackson to the 10, to the 5. High steps touchdown. Brett Favre's blowing the game open. A 51-yard strike to Keith Jackson, and nobody was near the big guy.
Packer backers had to be impressed, but this was merely a tune-up for an even more explosive showing in the Lambeau Field opener the following week. Thousands of Brett's best buddies and millions more in the Monday night primetime TV audience watched Green Bay rip through the visiting Philadelphia Eagles for more than 400 yards in total offense.
Back goes Favre to throw. Great protection. Little lofty pass to Brooks. Touchdown, Robert Brooks. Brooks down the sideline. He got him isolated, and he threw a perfect pass. I think Brett's getting the spirit of the thing, huh?
In a game where the Packers could have named the score, even the defense put points on the board.
Boy, this is tough. And it gets worse. Well, there's a safety. I knew there was something missing. Eagles look a bit confused.
Favre straight back in the pocket. Favre looks going towards the end zone. Got a touchdown! Holy cow!
I'll tell you, Jim, Brett Favre is something else, and this is a big game tonight.
Against one of the NFL's better ball clubs, Green Bay looked unstoppable.
Here's Edgar Bennett, 25-20, 15-10, to the 5, inside the 5, touchdown! Edgar Bennett!
The Eagles became victim number 2, trampled by a Packer scoring machine so explosive that it was hard to keep enthusiastic fans from singing its praises.
All you Green Bay Packer fans sitting in the Lambeau stands, gonna do the Lambeau leap up and down Lombardy Street. Fans be happy, fans be loud. Brooks leaps into Lambeau crowd, up and down Lombardy Street. Hey, let's do the Lambeau leap.
Lambeau Leap or Lambeau Mambo. It didn't matter as Green Bay danced all over previously unbeaten San Diego.
Hey, that's the way to unload on him now. Keep hitting him. Keep hitting him.
The Chargers are down at the 12-yard line. Humphreys comes up over the middle. To the top. Intercepted. Leroy Butler at the 30. Might go. He's to the 35. He's going to go down the sideline. He's high-stepping at the 15-yard line. Leroy Butler with the touchdown for the Green Bay Packers.
12 turnovers now for the season. This is amazing.
That's the way we play football in Green Bay, Wisconsin.
The partying Packers poked their way to another lopsided victory, absorbing the Chargers' best shots, then answering back with a beer barrel's worth of touchdowns.
Caught, and Brett Favre threw it where it could not be intercepted.
I'll tell you what, the Packers do that so beautifully. Put a lot of folks in an area. Who do you cover? And Brett picks out the one that is uncovered.
Brett Favre, short drop, wants to come up.
Wide open.
Freeman, touchdown! Antonio Freeman takes the trip to the stand on another perfect pass thrown by Brett Favre.
The Packers called the tune all day long, producing 3 touchdowns in each half while nearly tripling San Diego's total yardage.
Hey, run the clock out so we can go home and eat.
With their scoring appetite still unfulfilled, the Packers gobbled a fourth-quarter snack that left the locals hungry for more.
Gets to the 45, gets to midfield, needs a block. He's gone, he's gone. 35-30, needs another block. He's down the sidelines, and he's going to go touchdown. Jasmine Howard will return it for a touchdown.
Period, exclamation point, it's over.
And all aspects of the Packer game are kicking in.
Oh, boy.
Special team score, defense score, offense score. You can't ask for much more than that. Perfect.
Okay, man? And we are a different team. We are a different team. All right? And listen, you built on each other. You built on each other, just like I said in the pregame talk, okay? And that's what we've got to have all season long. Congratulations. Great team effort all the way around. You play as a team, man, all year. All year. Nice going. Nice going.
Mike Holmgren and Dennis Green are longtime friends, but the Packer boss had never beaten his coaching colleague in the Metrodome. In Week 4, it looked as if Holmgren would finally snap that losing string, thanks to both the offensive and defensive heroics of wide receiver Robert Brooks.
Is out and back goes Favre, but throws in the flat and picked off on the Viking. Robert Griffin juggles and runs to the 38, the 25, with the 20. At the 15, it's knocked out of his hands and out of bounds. Give Robert Brooks all the credit in the world. It results in a touchback.
Then the Packer defense went on the offensive.
With a little lofting pass over the top. Intercepted by George Cook. At the 40, the 50, the 45. George down the sidelines. It will be a touchdown for the Green Bay Packers on the grab by George Cook on the interception.
Going into the fourth quarter, Green Bay held the lead after completing its longest pass play of the season.
Leading to the 30, leading to the 35, to the 40, 45, to the 50, to the 40. He's inside, he's looking for a touchdown. It's going to go the route for the Green Bay Packers, and he does. Don Beebe on an 80-yard touchdown pass.
But ultimately, Green Bay was tripped up by a late Viking rally that handed them their 5th straight Metrodome defeat and their first loss of the 1996 season. Despite the setback, the Packers had to be encouraged by the surprisingly large fan gathering that followed them halfway across the continent for their next game in the Pacific Northwest.
When we were in Seattle playing against the Seahawks, we had such a turnout for that West Coast game. We must have had more fans in the stadium than they did, and that was amazing. So we, at that point, was like, damn, we must be America's team, because our fans really turned out in droves that game. We were very appreciative of that, too.
Brett Favre showed his appreciation the best way he knew how, by throwing 4 more touchdown passes, including one toss more at home on a basketball playground.
And in motion is Levens. Favre steps up in the pocket. He may try to run it in. He flips it into the end zone, and Freeman, touchdown, Green Bay. He flipped it into the end zone, backhand.
That's just great play. That's just such heads-up veteran play by Brett Favre.
The large turnout of Packer loyalists came as no surprise to the team, for their bond with the fans is unlike that of any other in football. As the only franchise actually owned by the town they play in, the Green Bay Packers are a reminder of what the pro game once stood for and what it still aspires to be.
Packers are special to these people. And if they had a 150,000 seat stadium, you couldn't get a ticket here. There'll be 25,000 people outside the stadium just listening. They just want to be around it. They don't have a ticket to get in. And it's an unusual spot. It always has been.
Green Bay is a great town. Everybody needs to come to Lambeau Field once in their life.
They're important to the whole state, not just the city of Green Bay. We're from Racine, and we come up to every game we can.
They're wonderful, and the tradition is there. And help
They're
me
not
out here,
owned
guys.
by anyone.
And
They're
there's
owned
no
by us.
arrogant owner. It's just the Packers.
They constantly let you know that this is our team. You get patted on the back no matter where you go. I mean, you're constantly bombarded in a nice way that you are a Packer, that you belong to Packers and that they're Packer fans, and we've been supporting the Packers for ages. My dad was a supporter of Packer. I was a Packer.
There's no team Packer fans have hated longer than the Chicago Bears. And the 151st meeting between the NFL's oldest rivals was over almost before it started.
He's through to the 30, to the 35, to the 40, outside to the left, infield, 45, I think he's gone. To the 20, to the 15, 10, 5, and a touchdown for Don Beebe.
Like other games in the series, this was a tug-of-war, but it was the Packers who did most of the grabbing. Linebacker Wayne Simmons provided a literal interpretation of the term takeaway, and another possessive Packer was Antonio Freeman, who caught 2 of Brett Favre's 4 touchdown passes.
Now he had some help that time, but Brett breaks out of the pocket and runs off to the right. Here's the Hail Mary towards the end zone, and Beebe trying to get in position. Who caught Freeman? It is a touchdown. The Packers caught the ball. Antonio Freeman came down with it. Here's Favre on a pump. Rolls to the right now. A pump and go for Antonio Freeman. Did he catch it? Touchdown! I can't believe it. Play by Antonio Freeman diving over the back of the defender and bringing the ball down for his second touchdown of the day and 5th of the year.
Great coverage, but you can't beat a fantastic throw and just a superhuman effort at the goal line.
It was Favre's 20th touchdown pass in only 6 games, a torrid streak he hoped would continue in the most anticipated matchup of the young season. In a Monday night showdown, Green Bay faced a team it had knocked out of the playoffs the year before, the San Francisco 49ers.
What's it going to be tonight? What's it going to be tonight? What's it going to be? It's dominate on 3. Come on now. 1, 2, 3.
Favre called this the most physical game of his career, and it cost the Packers dearly. Robert Brooks was lost for the season with a knee injury. But even with Green Bay's go-to guy out of the lineup, the Packers stuck with their passing game. Favre attempted a franchise record 61 passes for a season-high 395 yards. In the first quarter, Don Beebe streaked down the sidelines for 54 yards, and Keith Jackson split the safeties for 50 more. Both receptions set up field goals that gave Green Bay a 6-0 lead. But the 49ers answered with 17 straight points of their own.
Herback drops back to throw. Pump fake. Pump throws again. He's got Rice. He's got it. Touchdown 49ers under the post.
I saw Rice come across. And I started to jump it, but I was telling you before, I was telling you to jump it, because I got middle, so I just take you back. Okay. Or I'll jump it, and then you go to deep middle. Okay.
While the defense clamped down, the passing game opened up.
And here's Brett scrambling away to the left. Is he going to run? No, he's going to throw on the run. Caught it at the 30-yard line by Beebe. Up and running. They may allow the touchdown to Don Beebe, and they will. They are going to allow the touchdown. The officials are looking at each other, and they may bring it back.
From the Packers' point of view, there was no question. It was a touchdown all the way. Beebe had the game of his career. His score helped force overtime, and his 220 receiving yards was the 3rd highest total in team history. In sudden death, Favre called his number again as Green Bay got close, but not necessarily close enough.
53 yards by Chris Jackie. It's really a gamble because you have to kick it low.
I've seen him kick many in practice this
Here's the ball down. The kick is on the way. It's long enough. It looks good.
It was the longest overtime field goal in league history, and the Packers were showing all the signs that they were a team of destiny.
I love you, man.
Hey, it doesn't get any better than that. Right there, okay? And we battled right to the end. It was 17-6 at halftime. There's no quit. You guys just took the second half. And when it looked bleakest at the end there, we came back, made plays, and we got it done. How about a place kicker can't make a PAT, but can make a 54-yard field goal?
With seemingly everyone hopping on the Green Bay bandwagon, the Packers return from a week off to host the Buccaneers.
All right, Kurt. No one gets hurt today. No one gets hurt today. Got it. Okay? How you feel?
Great.
Yep. Yeah. I don't want to do anything today to cause any stress in your life.
No, not at all.
So no bad calls, Ken.
Well, I understand that. I understand that.
It wasn't the officiating that strained Holmgren. Instead, it was another crippling injury to Green Bay's suddenly shrinking receiving corps.
All right, now he can't play anymore, so we got to make this. Hey, now listen, okay, Freeman's out of the game. He broke his arm. So now we just go with our regular guys, our Paul's regular stuff, okay? Make the adjustments, Gil, for the receivers.
While the offense struggled to regain its composure, the defense took charge, limiting the Bucs to less than 200 yards in total offense and no scores until the final period.
Dilfer straight back in the pocket. Here they come. Dilfer in trouble, running, tackled, it's over.
The defensive effort saved the victory, but now Holmgren and his staff had only 1 week to retool the passing game for their divisional battle with the Lions. Brett Favre's receiving cast was populated with understudies, but the end results were strikingly familiar.
7-yard line for the Packers. Here's Brett, play action fake, roll to the right, steps back inside, running back to the left, fires on the run, touchdown, Terry Mickens.
Third-year wideout Terry Mickens caught his first 2 NFL touchdown passes, one of 8 different Packers Favre turned to for receiving help. Altogether, Favre notched a quartet of touchdown passes for the 3rd time in '96. His final scoring toss was also his longest of the afternoon.
Gets the ball downfield. That's Beebe wide open. 30. Beebe the 25, the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5, and touchdown, Don Beebe. Oh, what a throw and what a run. 65 yards for the Green Bay Packer touchdown.
Green Bay's luck finally ran out a week later in Kansas City. Tight end Mark Chimera was lost early in the game with a foot injury, and while other players tried their best to compensate, the absence of all 3 opening day starting receivers was simply too much for the Packers to overcome. Don Beebe and Derek Mays each scored touchdowns, but that occurred well after the Chiefs had crafted an insurmountable lead. Kansas City cruised to a surprisingly easy win, but the worst was yet to come in the Packers' prime-time grudge match with Dallas. All season, the Packers had pointed towards this game, having lost their last 6 times against the Cowboys. And right from the start, it was evident this would be number 7. Green Bay was held to its lowest point total of the season, and while the defense kept Dallas out of the end zone, they couldn't stop the Cowboys from kicking an NFL record-tying 7 field goals. Green Bay's fortunes had hit rock bottom. Their preseason Super Bowl aspirations and dominant September victories were now only a vague memory. And when the team sputtered early the following week against the lowly Rams, everything the Packers had worked for was in danger of slipping away.
I would say that definitely the second half of the St. Louis game was probably the turning point in the season for us. We were down, we were coming off 2 losses, we were potentially going to lose a 3rd game in a row. That would have been devastating at that point, but we really rallied around. One of the DBs made a great play, I believe it was Doug Evans, scored a touchdown. That was kind of the catalyst that kind of catapulted us into having a good second half of that game and allowed us to play well throughout the duration of the season.
Almost like magic, the Packers snapped out of their slump, and 2 Brett Favre touchdown passes later, the losing streak was over.
Motion goes down for the Packers. Here's Brett Favre on the roll to the right, looking. still with the ball, and he is caught from behind, got away. Holy cow! It's caught in the end zone.
The Packers had won, and the winning would continue without interruption for the rest of the season. Wearing a protective cast over the left arm he had broken 5 weeks earlier, Antonio Freeman finally returned to the lineup in Week 14 and scorched the Bears with a career-high 10 catches for 156 yards. 2 of those receptions paved the way for the Packers' first score of the afternoon.
Here's a play-action fake by Brett, and time as he breaks down to the end zone, touchdown! Keith Jackson!
With the score knotted at 7 in the third quarter, Desmond Howard quickly swung the game's momentum.
Boy, it's a bloomer, but it's returnable. Here's Desmond Howard at the 25, to the 30, the 35, 40, midfield. He's going to go. 40-yard line, to the 20, waltzing into the end zone for the touchdown for the Packers, who take the lead.
This game also marked a critical shift in strategy. With winter approaching, the Packers knew they would have to run the ball if they expected to win a championship. The backs responded with over 100 rushing yards in the second half alone to put the game away.
Touchdown, Dorsey! Little sweep to the right, and Dorsey Levens carries it into the end zone, and the Packers, with a good sustained drive, have scored the touchdown.
Just one more win would allow Green Bay to pop the cork on a division title. But for the moment, their fans showered them with praise and a little Pilsner.
They got beer spilled all over. What? They got beer spilled all over.
The clincher came against the Broncos, owners of the league's best record. But without injured quarterback John Elway, Denver didn't have a prayer against the Packers' punishing defense. Late in the first half, the passing attack finally cracked the Denver defense with Antonio Freeman leading the way. Freeman's touchdown ignited a second half scoring frenzy that handed the Broncos their worst defeat since Super Bowl 24.
Quick slant pattern, thrown a little bit behind Freeman. Freeman dragging away, still on his feet, comes over.
On this day, it would take more than the Broncos to bring down number 86.
The 10, the 5, touchdown Antonio Freeman. And a lot of it, an individual effort by Antonio Freeman on the throw.
There would be plenty of Kodak moments for the Pack and their fans as one of the league's toughest defenses was torn to shreds.
What's up, baby? What's up, baby? It ain't over yet, dude. Yes, it ain't over yet.
But the end was imminent as Favre threw for his third and fourth touchdowns of the game. And with Elway unavailable, there was simply no chance of a Denver comeback.
Brett's going to throw it up over the middle. Freeman, touchdown! What a throw! What a throw and catch! Fourth of the day. Brett
Green Bay had demolished the AFC's top team, clinched the division crown, and kept Mike Holmgren's career December Lambeau winning streak unblemished. Sobering news to those who might have to tackle the Pack on the tundra in the playoffs.
All right, for the second year in a row, you're Central Division champions. Congratulations, man. Everybody, good job. Congratulations. I couldn't be more proud of this team. But we're not done yet, right? Let's go.
Detroit was next, and Desmond Howard proved he had the hottest wheels in the Motor City.
This one is a high hanger, and Desmond may let this baby go. Now he's going to catch it at the 8. He's going to run it. He's looking for a block. Got one. To the 20. To the 30. Cuts back against the grain. 35. Could go. 40. Got one man. He beat Royals. He may be gone. He's gone. Touchdown.
What a run, Jim. Desmond Howard.
I believe Desmond just broke the record for punt return yardage in the season.
What Howard started, Brett Favre was only too happy to finish.
Touchdown. Antonio Freeman.
With one more win, the Pack would be home for the playoffs and in perfect position for their Super Bowl run.
Gotta get over that hill! Make it to New Orleans! Go Pack!
In the 1,000th game in team history, the Packers looked like $1 million.
For 1st and 10 at the 13. Brett straight back in the pocket. Here they come. Sets up a screen to the left. He gets an inside pick.
He's
to the 10.
He's going to
the 5. Dorsey Levens, touchdown. And what a great block by Frank Winter. And Brett Back's got some protection. Fires over the middle. Is it caught or not?
Yes.
Touchdown, Andre Rison. Here is Brett Favre. He hands it to second man. Bennett dives. Touchdown, Edgar Bennett.
Favre set a conference record with his 39th touchdown pass, and Green Bay tied a franchise mark with its 13th win of the year.
Here's the quarterback, Jim McMahon. Jim gives the ball off to Dorsey Levens to the 5. Walks it in, folks. Touchdown. Just kind of high-stepped it.
They had scored the most points and allowed the fewest of any NFL team. The Green Bay Packers had dominated the regular season. Now they were poised to take the ultimate prize.
I love Green Bay. I've come 500 miles just to see this game, and I can't wait.
From Chippewa Falls to Kenosha, the faithful made their pilgrimage to the holy shrine of Lambeau Field.
Think how you gonna feel when you get tired of that. You think about that building. Think about that 3 games of world champions.
Playing like a team on a mission, the Packers wasted no time in seizing control.
Here is the kick. This is a high floater. I think this is returnable by Desmond Howard back at the 30, the 29. He comes up the middle, 35, to the 40, on his feet to the 45, outside midfield, to the 45, to the 40, he may go, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, and no flags anywhere, and suddenly the Packers lead.
That's as good a run as I've ever seen in a playoff game. Jim Desmond Howard ran through 4, 5, maybe 6 tacklers. What a run and what a way to start a football game.
Many of his touchdowns have been helped by great blocking. That was just great running by Desmond Howard.
5 months earlier, he had been cut by the Jacksonville Jaguars and was nearly finished with football, looking for all the world to be just another Heisman Trophy disappointment. But now Desmond Howard was the Packers' game-breaking spark plug and the most explosive weapon in the Green Bay arsenal. Then Desmond proved his first return was no fluke.
Desmond Howard comes up to take this ball at the 47, to midfield, to the 45, to the 40, to the 35-30, to the 25, to the 20, to the 15, 10, to the 7-yard line. Chipped up from behind. Boy, he was a heel away from making it in the end zone. He was caught.
Howard's second big return set up a touchdown reception for another Jaguar refugee, late season pickup Andre Rison.
Brett dancing around. Brett to the end zone. Touchdown, Andre Rison. Got knocked down as he caught the ball, but he held on, and the Packers have gone out in front by 2 touchdowns.
I'll tell you, another great play by Brett Favre, Jim. He just wandered around, finally let a little lob pass, Rison right in the end zone. This Packers are off and running.
Kick returns had shortened the field for the offense. Now it was time for the defense to do the same.
Here is Gerbach back to throw again. Gerbach in the middle. Comes up over the middle, and it's intercepted. Picked off Newsome. Newsome fumbles the ball, and the Packers are on top of it. All day, baby. All day. Brett Favre on the handoff up the middle. Drive. Touchdown.
Edgar Bennett's score was made significantly easier thanks to a key block from number 73 Aaron Taylor on 49er linebacker Gary Plummer. But 2 special teams breakdowns handed the 49ers a pair of touchdowns, and suddenly San Francisco had trimmed the lead to 21-14. The Packers weren't going to let that happen, regaining their momentum as they slogged through the Lambeau quagmire.
Red on the ride, and the handoff goes to Bennett, diving, loose ball. Did he get the touchdown or not? Touchdown, Green Bay.
And when Bennett found the end zone in the final period, the 49ers were finished.
The handoff to Bennett. Bennett caught behind the line, gets away to the 5. Edgar Bennett down, touchdown, Edgar Bennett.
In weather reminiscent of playoffs past, San Francisco had been humbled by the Packers, and the standard bearers of Green Bay's football legacy had taken their first postseason step towards bringing the Lombardi Trophy back to Wisconsin.
All right, hey, I couldn't be more proud of you. Congratulations. You did what you set out to do. You came back, you had a great week of practice, and you took it right into the game. That was a tough ball game against a very, very fine football team under adverse conditions. But I've told you all along, if you stay together, keep working hard, stay together, it's a team, offense, defense, and special teams, okay? You can do it. You can do it.
The Thunder, the Packers, Super Bowl!
Kids grow up knee-high to a grasshopper dreaming about playing a game like today. Freezing, frozen tundra of Lambeau Field. Where else would you want to be? I'm glad I'm here. Thank you.
It's a nice looking day here today. It's currently 3 degrees, the wind out of the west at 10 miles per hour, and 17 degrees is the wind chill factor. That's hardly anything at all.
Carolina opened the conference championship by scoring first, but it didn't take long for Desmond Howard to retaliate.
20, through to the 25. He's got the outside of the 39, 40. He's down the sideline, and he is pulled out at the 34-yard line of the Carolina Panthers.
All year long, the Packers had lived by the pass, but against Carolina, Green Bay ran to daylight, pounding the Panthers for more than 200 yards on the ground.
Ball at the 35-yard line. Here is Brett, and the handoff to the deep back. Dorsey Levens, first down outside to the 40, to the 45. A foot race, and he's down the sidelines. Eric just takes him out of bounds.
Levin's run moved the Packers inside the Panther 30, where Brett Favre looked for Dorsey to finish what he started.
Here's Brett Favre back to throw. He looks a lot of time going to the end zone. There's Dorsey Levin. Touchdown, Dorsey. It's a touchdown. Dorsey went up with the defender, brought it down, and the Packers have scored on a 29-yard touchdown pass by Brett Favre.
Now we start. Everybody awake now. Everybody awake now. Let's go.
Green Bay's offense hardly needed the wake-up call now that the passing game was beginning to find seams in the Carolina zone. With under a minute left in the half, Favre fired his second touchdown pass.
Brett straight back in the pocket. Quick drop. Goes to the outside. There's a fade. It's there. Touchdown. Antonio Freeman. A little fade down and out by Freeman. And a perfect throw by Brett Favre with 48 seconds to go in the first half.
Down 14-10 with time running out, the Panthers made the decision to try for another score. But quarterback Kerry Collins' bomb exploded in his face when Tyrone Williams committed the grandest of larcenies. Green Bay took immediate advantage of the turnover with a Chris Jackie field goal that put the Pack ahead by 7.
There you go. There it is. 30 more minutes. That's all it takes. Come on.
The Panthers had reached the championship game on the strength of their defense, but Carolina simply ran out of answers when it came to shutting down Brett Favre.
Back to pass goes Brett on third down. Now he gets out of the pocket.
Look out.
And he's shuffled it forward. And the ball's lost. The Packers are on top of it, I believe. What a play by Brett Favre. He shoveled the ball forward as he was going down.
The league MVP then crossed up the blitz-happy Panthers with a textbook screen pass to eventual game MVP Dorsey Levens.
Straight back in the pocket, setting up a screen. Beautifully set up to Levens. To the 30, to the 35, back inside to the 40. He's to midfield, he's to the 45-40, 35-30, 25-20. Got to get rid of one man. Knocked out of bounds at about the 3. A
great call as well. They blitzed Kevin Green from the side of the screen, so he's out of the mix. And then Pat Terrell, Adam Timmerman couldn't get him. Dorsey Levens made a miss, and it's off to the races.
Now Levens looking like Gale Sayers in this game today. He made how many big plays this afternoon?
Dorsey Levens is having a career game.
First and goal at the 4-yard line for the Green Bay Packers. Got to punch this ball in. Everything is so key right at the moment. Here's a play action fake handoff. Second guy, Bennett. Walked into the end zone. Edgar Bennett with a hole on the right side that you could drive a truck to the Super Bowl through.
With a trip to New Orleans in sight, the defense made sure the Packers' travel plans would not be disrupted. Once the pocket collapsed, so did Collins, whose desperation throw hammered the final nail in the Carolina coffin.
Back to pass. Collins firing it down the sideline. Intercepted. Newsom, 30, 35 with 3:32 to go. And warm up the bus, folks. We're about to go south.
It had been 3 decades and had taken 5 years of hard work by the men who had rebuilt this team to NFL prominence. But finally, the Packers were returning to the Super Bowl.
Hey, Green Bay, how about this? Just look for
We're not finished yet, right? We're not finished yet. Right. Now listen, this evening, enjoy this, please. You got to enjoy the journey. You got to enjoy the road to get there. You work too hard. All of us work too hard not to enjoy every moment. Now this is a special moment.
Let it go, baby. Let it go.
January 26, 1997, the calm before the storm. The usual house of worship was empty, but 10 hours before kickoff, the congregation gathered at the Stadium View Sports Bar. 1,200 miles south, their voice was heard.
The Lombardi Trophy's coming home!
The Patriots were the only foe remaining for the once and future Kings, as the Packers tried to orchestrate the final stanza of a championship season. This was a Super Bowl for those thankful to be back.
5 times the charm, not 3. You always hear 3, but 5's a charm, especially for Don Beebe.
And for those thankful to finally arrive.
Well, this is pretty special. We're pretty lucky to be here. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to New Orleans, Louisiana. And it has finally arrived, the day we've waited for, I guess, for about 29 years now, for the Green Bay Packers to play in the Super Bowl.
Let's get it on! It's what we waiting for, baby! It's what we've been waiting for!
Brought tears to this one. Damn sure right, it's for real.
The roof was going to be raised this Super Sunday, or it was going to be blown off. The Packers set the tempo for this game of big plays the first time they touched the ball.
And Howard goes back and grabs the ball at the 12-yard line. Has to come inside to the 20, to the 25, 30, 35 outside. Guess what? Desmond Howard is at it again.
After Desmond Howard nearly brought the house down, Brett Favre went up top for the game's first score.
Blue 58! Blue 58!
Here is the second down and 9. 2 wide receivers right. Chimera is the tight end to the right, and back goes Brett to throw. Here they come. He's got time. He's throwing it downfield.
He's got him.
Wide open. It is going to be a touchdown to Andre Rison. Rison takes it across the goal line.
Look at Brett Favre coming off the field. He is so happy. He started slow for 2-3 games, and his first pass goes for about 50 yards or more. What a great play.
I think old Brett called the exact right audible for the situation there, Max.
Brett Favre checked off to the play. Evidently, the pre-alignment for the defense
defense of the Patriots gave something away.
Keep going. Yeah, it's a big day. Hey, Paul. Wherever you want me to be, I'm going to be. That's why I went to.
Where the Patriots did not want to be was down 10-0. But midway through the first quarter, Drew Bledsoe led them to 2 straight touchdowns. Bledsoe's clever use of play action fooled the Packers.
Bledsoe, play action, back to throw, looks, shoots it long and deep, and it is caught by Terry Glenn at the 5-yard line. What a great leaping grab! Terry Glenn, first and goal to go.
And Bledsoe's fakes are driving the Packers crazy.
Play action fake, Bledsoe rolling right, looking, fires. Touchdown to that coach.
We just have the most points scored in the history of the Super Bowl in the first quarter.
I guess it'd be safe to say there's been a big momentum swing here.
2 plays on us. We got to play.
They still don't think they can beat us, though, man. I'm telling you. But all right. All right.
While Sean Jones calmed Green Bay's defensive backs, the Packers were devising ways to exploit New England's secondary.
You be more physical than they are. Right now, they're trying to jam you. You be more physical than they are on your police, all right?
You beat him, you're going to get the ball. Okay? All right, at the line of scrimmage.
We got some big plays coming. I mean, everybody's open.
Come on, Brett! Black 24 Thunder!
Change of plays.
74 Dino! Black 74 Dino!
Brett has had a receiver open twice on changes of plays. This time he's going to go long upfield.
Wide open. Freeman. A long pass play. Brett Favre again checking out at the line of scrimmage.
Brett doing a fine job of reading the coverage. He realized that Antonio was man-to-man against the safety. Malloy, the safety, could not run with him.
Look at that boy outrun the fool. They don't want none of me, man. They don't want none. That's touch. That's touch.
That's what you need to do.
Hey, good ball, baby.
Can't catch you.
Stay away from that safety. I saw him cheating over.
Favre also saw number 36 Lawyer Malloy in what appeared to be single coverage. The result was the longest touchdown pass in Super Bowl history.
Can't stop us. They can't stop us.
I get a hard jab inside that.
We got the MVP throwing us the ball.
The league MVP threw all kinds of passes. His less mobile counterpart received all kinds of blindside pressure. Corner and safety blitzes like this one by Leroy Butler were too much for Dave Maggott and the Patriots to handle.
Quick drop straight back here. They come after him and they got a hand on him. Down he goes. It's Butler from the right side.
Maggott picked him up. Leroy just physically whooped him.
He ran right over a guy trying to block him.
We'll keep the pressure on him. He'll lay it up there for you.
Eventually, the pressure did force a turnover.
So to throw quick pattern this time. Double pump comes down the sidelines. It is picked off by Mike Pryor. And Bledsoe really hung that one out.
Bledsoe threw a bad pass there. That had interception written all over it.
Mike Pryor's interception set up a Brett Favre touchdown, which closed out the scoring in a wild first half.
To the left. He can run in if he wants to. He's going to run to the goal line. He may not have gotten to the end zone. Yes, touchdown. Brett Favre does get the end zone and just breaks the play.
From the Superdome to the sports bar, Packer fans could sense a championship. After the smoke had cleared from the first half offensive fireworks, the Patriots' defense looked to defuse the Packers in the third quarter.
hey, everybody get on your block. If we just stay on our blocks, he's going to have a place to run.
So it is 4th down and a yard. They give it to Dorsey.
They didn't get it.
He's caught in the backfield and they stop it. They tried to go wide, and they lose all the way back to the 43-yard line.
Linebacker Ted Johnson shot through to stop the Packers' 4th down attempt and gave the Patriots the spark they needed.
We talked about stepping it up. Let's go ahead and step it up. Now, raise it another level.
Drew Bledsoe and the offense regrouped from their rough second quarter. And after tight end Ben Coates hung on to a clutch 3rd down catch, the Patriots turned to their workhorse back to draw them close.
1st and 10, Patriots at the Green Bay 18. It's a draw to Curtis Martin up inside the 10. Down to the 5, driving down and in. Touchdown! Curtis Martin, 17 yards right up the chute. And so the Patriots do get the first score of the second half. And a big score indeed.
Curtis Martin's 5th touchdown of the postseason cut the Packers' lead to 27-21 and gave New England new hope midway through the 3rd quarter.
We can do this. We just got to make plays. That's all we got to do. We can do this. We just got to make plays. We're going to get 3 chances to throw the ball every time we get it, at least. We got to make a play on one of those 3 and then keep going, all right?
The Packers needed someone to step up and shift the game's momentum, and they waited no longer than the ensuing kickoff.
New England just keeps bouncing back, folks. They're a resilient team. Here is a high floater. Boy, this is a nice kickoff. Desmond Howard has to back up. Can't get the run from the goal line to the 5, to the 10, to the 15. Through a hole to the 20. To the 30, outside, to the 40. He may be gone. Midfield, to the 40, the 30, the 25, 20. Touchdown for Desmond Howard.
Boy, a new record a minute ago here. Desmond Howard, every time he gets the football, he is some kind of terror. I mean, this guy is lightning. He is just dynamite. When he sees a crack, he is gone. He has been MVP without a doubt.
Desmond Howard's 99-yard kickoff return was the longest in Super Bowl history, and its effects resounded across the football world. With a Super Bowl record 244 return yards, the former cast-off receiver completed a remarkable season by being named the game's most valuable player.
You got a lot of courage. You got a lot of heart.
Keep doing what you're doing. We're just going to send our guys after you and make them play, baby.
With the Packers back in the lead by 2 touchdowns, the defense finished off the Patriots.
1, 2, 3, dominate!
Fittingly, the defender who took center stage was Reggie White. He had never won a championship at any level, but White's Super Bowl record 3 sacks were a crowning achievement. On a day his title dreams would be fulfilled.
And here goes Bledsoe back. Here they come. They got him again. Back at the 20. Hello, Reggie. 3 sacks for Reggie.
For White and the Packers, the time had finally come. On a team where old legends never die, new ones are born.
Here we go. You got to feel great for Mike Holmgren. I'll tell you, he did a heck of a job.
4, 3, 2, 1. World champion, Green Bay Packers.
What a moment. Oh, man, is this good? Is this heaven or what?
The 1996 Green Bay Packers are an honor to the team's glorious past and world champions of pro football's present.
The Vince Lombardi Trophy is coming home where it started.
This trophy, this is it. It was named after Vince Lombardi. You play in Green Bay, as important as it is to any other team and any other player, it means more to us. This trophy's for you, man. Everybody. Everyone had a say in it. Everyone got it done. I'm proud of you. All right.
World champion, Green Bay Packers.
I know you're listening. Your trophy is safe once again. Green Bay is now and forever Titletown, USA. Where else can you get crazy fans like you guys sitting out here in this freezing cold weather since 10 o'clock a.m.? I think this community exemplifies what this team is all about. I would just like to savor the moment of becoming a world champion and becoming a Super Bowl MVP. You know, it's not winning the Super Bowl, it's getting the journey to it. It's the hard work, it's the tears, the fighting, the scratching, the biting. It's all that stuff to get to the Super Bowl. And when you get to the Super Bowl, you look at your partners and you look at them in the eye and you say, we're going to do this thing. We're going to win this. We got a lot of reasons to win this. First for the Lord, no doubt. No, like Mike Wilson and our teammates. And then lastly, the Green Bay Milwaukee Oshkosh Thunderlight.
Every week when I ask you to give me a little bit more for those playoff games, those games we needed to win, you came through every time. And I mean it from the bottom of my heart. You did it for us. You helped us win. That trophy is yours. Thank you very much.